Welcome to another Website Royalty live stream. If you've been following us very long, you know this is a series we're trying to do on the Kajabi all in one platform. We are smitten with Kajabi. We are went from raving fans to raving affiliates. So we want to put that right up front before we even tell you who we are. We want you to know that out of the gate. But I am Kim White, and I'm joined by the findability queen herself, Denise Millay. Denise, thank you for doing these with me.
Thank you for having me here. It's so much fun. I get to spend more time with you and we get to talk about our favorite things.
Oh my goodness. We could have that song have something about Kajabi in it. These are a few of our favorite things about Kajabi. So today we are going to do a little bit of a dive into community. We have been talking about the wizards that are in Kajabi, all the AI generated. They ask you a question, you fill it out, and it creates amazing things inside of Kajabi. But this one is probably one of my favorites because on the daily, most of our community is somewhere in the community. So Kajabi has a very, I love your word. I stole this word from you, Denise, robust.
Oh,
It has
that's
a very robust community. And we want to take you on a adventure with us today. We're going to show you what it looks like on the back end of Kajabi when you're creating a community. But we also want to talk about how we use our community, how there are free spaces and paid spaces, how you can give up other um I hate to use the word, but it's the truth. We can give up Zoom. We haven't used Zoom in a very long time because all the things we can do inside of our community, we saved a lot of money from
yes.
using other tools that are all wrapped into the Kajabi community. I also know there was a big scare recently with some Facebook groups disappearing, big groups. I want you to know this is the way to build a community that doesn't get taken from you. You have the ownership of your community when you build it. So I
Absolutely.
think that that's an important thing to add up front too.
It's a huge, huge business plus that you are, that's the thing about social media in every way, shape, and form is you don't control those platforms. So when you engage with people and you reach them and you bring them into your community on Kajabi that you control, it's not just control as much as you're servicing them better. You're taking care of them better.
Denise, you just said something really brilliant. I want to make sure everybody stops and hears too is that if you are building a Facebook group and you've got a big group going, if you incentivize it to come to your community on Kajabi or on another platform that you own, it actually gives you the ability if something happens, you still have those relationships. You still have their emails. You still can get in contact with them. You have a better way to serve them, but you also don't lose those connections based on what someone else decides because that's really what happens. We've had we've had things hacked and
Mm,
weren't able to tell community because we didn't know better in the beginning. And I think that this is just a very important piece of why you would want to build elsewhere. And you still can have your Facebook group, but give them the easy button to stay connected. Give you the easy button to keep taking care of them because you're doing it for a reason, either for impact, income, influence. Like you have lots of reasons to do a community. You don't want to lose any of that if something happens out of your control.
right.
So,
And, only you can decide what's right. But I do know myself, just from my own group memberships, that so many have had issues where they'd, be sending out emails, re-sign up or do this, or we had to change our name because of this. And, it's people don't have that kind of time
yeah.
to pay attention to all. I don't have that kind of time as a business owner. I love to be in groups on a lot of the different platforms, but keep up with them is hard. It really is. And I'll be honest. And if I have to choose what to spend my time on, I don't have time for frustrating things. So, I try to eliminate frustration, and that's one of the things that you could do. So,
Well,
soapbox
and
away.
no, I love this soapbox. We also want to just say that this is also a community. When you build inside of Kajabi, everything is connected. So notifications are set up by you, but they're not having to be connected to another, from one platform to another, from one plugin to another, from one thing to another. So your website, houses all of your things that you're doing, your community. You can have a community without a website, but your website supports your community and letting you be found where people are looking for your kind of community. So
Right.
there's a lot of pieces that are all connected with community that we're really excited. We want to share a whole lot today. So I'm going to tell you, buckle up, because there's a lot you can do inside of Kajabi. We want
And
to. Oh, go ahead. Go
I was
ahead.
just gonna say, we don't wanna tell anybody what they're currently doing on a social platform is wrong at all in any way. There's always a way to keep that openness with that group of people at a certain level, if it's just a conversation. But if you're doing serious membership style business and things that you're serving with, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about having control over that. So please don't misinterpret this. We're not just saying throw it all away
Mm.
there. I mean, there are ways that I'm sure you could do different things, but look at your goal and what you're really trying to do and your people and what you give to them, and try to figure out what's best for your business. If
And
that
I will
is
say
a good qualification.
that's a very good qualification. I think when you're thinking a group, like Facebook groups are free groups that you can start to cultivate relationships so that
Mhm.
you can do business with the people that you're actually looking for, or they're looking for you. I think when you're talking community in Kajabi, you have that and you have all these other things. I think it's not, don't get rid of your social media groups. We're not saying that at all. We're saying make sure that the things that you're doing business with those people, make sure you're taking care of those people, and make sure you are doing it in a way that doesn't cause you more frustration, like Denise said, or cause you to, be tired of your group because it's hard to stay in and operate. We
And
have
yeah,
had I'm just going to say out loud, we've had a great success with our community, and they've added so many great features to it over time. When it first came out, it had some buggy stuff. So if you were trying to use it back then, I just want to encourage you. It it is like great. We use it daily. Like I said, we are in there every day. There
mhm,
are private rooms, there are live rooms that the whole group can come. There's a big part of the community that's open. There are pieces that are paid, but we'd like to take you through and show you what the backside of the Kajabi account looks like. We're going to go to the outside part of what our community looks like, and then talk through some of the reasons we do certain things, because it is a money maker if done right. It is
yes,
something that can really help you if you do it right.
absolutely. So, Kim, I just want to make sure everybody understands where we are. This is the main dashboard of Kajabi on the inside. And we are talking about the products again, just like we were in our last video. And if you recall, when you go to the all products and you start here, you get the wizard choices that we talked about yesterday. What day? I don't know.
I was
We've
gonna
talked
say
about
they're all running together
they're all
on
running
one of
together.
our live streams.
All right, so community is considered a product in Kajabi, and here's the option for that wizard. It tells you all the available features in Kajabi that you can do, and then this is where you say get started.
Would
So
you read those, Denise? Because I can't
yes.
see
Oh,
specific.
I'm sure. Yes, the features are live video recordings that people can watch the replays. You have a posts feed. You can access your community can access the community on the Kajabi branded mobile app. You don't have to create a separate app of your own. This is an app that anyone who has a community or has a Kajabi account can have their people download and attend, anything in the community, which is incredible. You can have meetups scheduled out in advance that people can see the calendar and what's coming, and there's some features in that we'll talk about. And then you can also have challenges to engage with your community and things that people can participate in so that they can feel like they're connected to the community.
And if you're with us today or even on the replay, don't let what all this info, we're very excited about community.
Yeah.
And we don't want to fire hose with all the information, but a lot of times, even if you've been using Kajabi a long time, you don't realize all the things you can do inside the different pieces. So we hope you are going to hear some things you can implement like ASAP. And
Right.
we want to give a quick, this is our little commercial, y'all, just so you know, we're very open about this. We're going to be doing these pop-ups, live streams. So please go and subscribe and hit the bell so that you're notified, because Denise and I both are busy and we're trying to intersect our schedules so that we can do these live streams several times a week for the next few weeks. And we don't know for sure what time they will be each day. So hit the bell so that you're notified and you'll know when we're going to do the next one. The
Great.
other thing I want to like quickly touch on is we are My Sexy Business is the business name, but we are referrals. We're affiliate partners with Kajabi. And so if you use our affiliate link, it does not cost you any more money, but you do get a bonus. We have a community inside of our community that is website royalty that we're going to be showing you in just a minute. But if you use our affiliate link, you actually will get a year access for website royalty inside our community. And it's a great space to make sure you're setting aside time to work on your website, your community, your techie things. You can go to mysexybusiness.com, front page, home page, and scroll down right to the middle of those tiles is website royalty. And if you click on that, you can go to get more information. Denise and I both lead this, but we also have a whole team that answers questions as well. We're very hands on with you as far as we want to make sure you're having the success we know is possible. So that was a video with Jill Olish and I. The big black button there gives you a 30-day free trial. You get your bonus, come in, start building before you even pay $1. If you're a longtime Kajabi user and you want to do more and you want that support, you still can pay to get in. But if you use our affiliate link, it is a year free bonus for you if you use our affiliate link. Need more decision making information? There's a podcast episode, a few blog posts, and these live streams. If you have questions, come and ask them. We're going to be hopefully answering the questions that you have about whether it's worth it or not. Some people have sticker shock when they see the Kajabi price tag. I'll say that. But Denise and I were talking earlier about something I hadn't even realized until we were talking about it. We have a big team and had a big Zoom account, which was costing us more than what Kajabi costs us for everything. And because we have Kajabi and we know how to use the things, we actually don't use Zoom at all. And I mean, I feel like that's a huge savings. All the tools you don't need anymore inside of Kajabi, it pays for itself.
It
So
does. It does. And it is the conferencing software. It's also the webinar If you have a separate webinar platform that you use, you don't need that anymore. There's a bunch of different things that you don't need once you take advantage of all the features that Kajabi has.
So exciting.
I know.
So Denise, let's show them a living example, because this is our big community that we have in Kajabi, and we've been running this community. I think I think it's been about 2.5 years we've been in this like building mode of the community. And there are still lots of things that we don't even take advantage of. We want to be clear about that too. But if you sign up for the community itself, which by the way, you can do that without even joining Website Royalty, or because we have lots of free events. We have vision
Right.
board parties, and we have all kinds of things that we do as free. But this is what the community looks like when you click into it. And then, Denise, I would actually like to show the very first thing that will pop up when you join the community the first time, and that's the guidelines. I
Yes.
think being very forthright about who we are, how we operate in this community is very important. We don't put up with people who are ugly to each other. We don't put up with drama. We are very adamant about we keep an amazing community, because we all are grown-ups. We're not spammy or scammy, all of that stuff. We won't tolerate any of that, and we fiercely protect this space. But when you pop into a community for the first time, you can give someone the rules. You can set it up where, look, this is how we operate. If we're not your flavor, don't join us, because we don't want to waste your time, and we don't want you to waste ours. As in, if you're coming in to scam or spam everybody that's in the group, don't waste your time, because we will boot you out. And
Yeah, and you have to see this the first time you come in. Everybody has to review these guidelines and agree to them. So you can refer back to them later on. If someone violates them, you know that they had to see them. So it's out there.
they make me proud. It's what they make me do.
Well, and
But
it helps the experience for everybody to stay. You're protecting everybody when you talk about those things. We don't mean to be nasty or anything. It's just everybody, we respect everyone's time, their energy, their investment, and we don't waste that. We don't waste that trust. So
we're I love that. We don't waste their trust. That's exactly. And we're business owners, we're entrepreneurs, we're creators in this community. We are not here to bombard someone else with something to buy. And I feel like I've been in communities where it is vulture like. You
yes,
you come in the group, it's your first day, and you get 47 messages about buying whatever they're selling, and you don't even know who they are. That
right.
is not how our community operates. You are welcome to operate yours however you want, but we want to just put that disclaimer out there for ours. You're welcome in our community as long as you follow those guidelines.
Right.
So on
Okay.
the home screen, though, there are lots of pieces we want to show you. And again, this is our living example, because we use this community every day.
Mhm. We've also got it connected to, these, up here. So this is your main control center for your community. On the left sidebar, it shows everything as a member that you would see when you come in. So you have the overall community that you have, the general community that everybody gets added to when they join a free or a paid offer. They are added to the community,
And
and you can
ours is free. Like,
yes,
let's just say that our big community is free. We have paid spaces inside of our community,
thank
just
you.
just to make it clear. I think you're doing a great job, Denise, by the way.
Sorry, it's like so much to talk about, like, where do you start? So, on the left-hand side, obviously, you have the community, and then these are some of the offers that I've opted into. um, which are the masterminds, and some of these are paid and some of them are free. I don't see my vision board on here, but it should be on here. But I think I didn't refresh it. So
It's
there's a
in
lot
the
of different things.
meetups.
It's there. So there are a lot of free and paid things that come up. And what happens when you have an offer that you're connected to, that you purchase or you opt into, only the people that are also opted in to that offer see the specific things within inside of it. So if you have private videos that are associated with that offer, only the people that are a part of that offer can see them. So that is the way to kind of separate things from the general community and different levels.
Let me give a good example, I think. We have different mastermind groups with different people in those groups.
Right.
If you're in that mastermind group, it shows on your dashboard for your community. The circle shows, or the on the sidebar shows.
It's the
If
access group, right?
access group. If you do not have that as one of your spaces that you have done, you don't even see that over there. It's
Right.
not like you see it and can't get in, it's you don't even see it. So
Right.
it's the list of things that you can do. Now,
Mhm.
there are crossovers. Denise is in more than one group in here. All of those show up over there. But if you don't have, if that's not, if you're not a paid member of the paid spaces, you don't see those. So it's not like we're taunting everybody with this big list of spaces.
Right. I
It,
just happen to be in all of them.
Denise just happens to be everywhere. But the good part about that is if you have a broad community that you're building relationships with them and allowing them the time to get to know you, then they decide to opt into a group. Then they see that when they make that, they accept that offer. You have access that's automated that you give them. It's a really nice, it's a nice way to have a community and the paid spaces, but not overwhelm someone who's not in all of them.
Right.
Now, can we skip ahead to something really quick, Denise, so
Sure.
that we can kind of maybe give a little bit of insight into this?
Sure.
Meetups are another place that is based on what access level you have. So, meetups, if you'll scroll down, we'll talk about the recordings at the top in just a minute. But the meetups are actually scheduled rooms or scheduled meetings for a certain thing. So if you're in Showtime Mastermind, you actually will see the meetups on there that say Showtime Mastermind. You'll see those if you have access. If you are not part of that, it doesn't come up, so you're not bombarded with things that others have and you don't.
Right.
But the walk and talk, which is at the end of that row, is a free community event. Every Thursday, we have an hour that everybody can come and just visit and get to know each other and have a good time. But we really honor our bodies and our fitness and our in our on our community. Really, we like to be together, and we need a space to move those bottoms so that they're not just sitting in front of a computer screen. So that's one of our answers to that, is this community walk and talk. And I think it's a very fun way to do that. But meetups can be something that doesn't have a access group. It can be a general community thing that you're doing, which is what this is. And then Denise, will you scroll down and show the past ones? So these are some of the past things you can see. Our live website royalty group met, and that was the meetup for it. They're on the calendar. If you're not in website royalty, you wouldn't see that. So as a community leader or community owner, you have the ability to add right inside your community a way to click in and purchase that while they're in the community without bombarding them as well.
Right.
So, would you show more of the upcoming meetups, Denise? And we don't want to go so fast that you all get lost in my rambling, but I also want to make sure you're seeing the things so you understand. We've scheduled our meetups out through the end of the year, the things that we do all of the time. So there's a
Mhm.
lot of things in here that you can just click in here and see what's coming up. It's another visual way to see the calendar. So
They can also add things. So as a member of all these things, and we know how challenging calendars can be, but this is a way to get these things into your electronic calendar as well by using the add to calendar button. That's a newer feature that they've just added. And you can also RSVP. Not everybody's going to be able to keep up with RSVPing to a lot of the recurring things, but if you have special events and it makes a difference to know who's coming and not, you can definitely encourage people to RSVP within the community so that you can keep track of who's coming. And then you can also share the link to events if it's an open public event, or if you have somebody's a friend and they've forgotten where it is or whatever, you can always click the share button. It'll give you the link to the event and they can get into the meetup as well.
I love I love all of these features, I just have to say, but will you go back up to the top and let's touch on this for a second? We'll
Mhm,
get more in depth about the recordings in a minute,
mhm.
but can you scroll up so they can see the recording at the top? There we go. So these recordings are the ones that are there that haven't been archived yet. We archive ours pretty often because we we do so many that this can get pretty full.
Mhm.
If you don't have access to something, the recordings just aren't there
Right,
because that keeps things private. So our mastermind groups are very private in the fact that we talk about a lot of things that we would not want to go out publicly with until we're ready.
right,
And in those groups, this is the private section. So if you're in that group, you have the ability to go back and watch something. Maybe you said something brilliant and your assignment is go back and hear what you just said. That was great. Like, you have that ability, but no one else can get into the group that they don't belong to.
right,
So this is part of the reason we don't need Zoom any longer, is because we can come in here and we can go into an access group. We can go into the live room, which is at the bottom on the left,
down here.
which makes it where you can have a public, in public as in your community public. You can have a meeting just like you would on Zoom, record it. It goes into the recordings. You do a private room. The
Mhm,
recordings only go to who you tell it can go to. We have private client meetings inside here the same way we used to on Zoom. We have
mhm,
private client meetings that when it's recorded, it's that's it. Nobody else can see it but the client.
mhm.
So these are the things that we just want to cover that is possible inside a Kajabi community that a lot of the other ones don't offer. A
Right.
lot of them have pieces of this, but they
Mhm.
don't offer all of these things.
Right. Do we wanna look at the, feed, Kim?
Yes.
Because
And the
that's the
thing,
other thing people see the most is when they come in, they can catch up on what's going on.
so Adam is one of the moderators, and he was making an announcement. This is part of the feed because Denise's feed has all the feeds inside of this one feed for all the groups she's part of in the community on the left. But you also can click into an individual access groups feed as well, where you don't have everything. So you
Right,
have that option.
right. And then this is another way to get your announcements out to people as well. So if you have a calendar like we do, where there's lots of dates and times,
Yeah.
And you could see why Kim and I have so much fun scheduling lives, as we look at all these things. She's a super busy lady. And this is a way that we keep everybody in the same place. So the meetups are helpful to show you your individual tiles for each meetup that's ongoing, but we also do things like this. If somebody's working on their calendar, they can see it all in one place. And that's really helpful. And then we also have, reminders of the meetups on the right-hand side too. If you're not actually in the meetup section, you still have this kind of calendar showing up here to as a reminder. It's just more options. And then Kim, I love this banner at the top. This is something that's newer as well to really remind people of the current initiatives that are going on in the community. I love this. And then there's also some, notification, not what do you wanna call it? Other
Announce,
announcements that
announce.
span all of your communities. So, whether you're, whatever you're a member in, you don't wanna have to repeat the same announcement in different places, you might have it in the general, but you wanna have other ones inside. This is just a way to have an archive of it as well. So, you can scroll through these different ones, and then when you click on them, it'll bring up, more detail if you have more detail on it, right?
And Denise, let me slow you down for just a second.
Sure.
So Groundwork Brigade is our one of our mastermind communities, and that's what we chose to put on the banner. So the entire community sees the banner and they see the announcement because of the way that we set it up.
Right.
You can also have announcements that only go to a certain group,
Mhm.
not to everyone. So ours are the general community sees the banner and the announcements that we put up, and we choose that to be who sees it. So
Right.
it says coming up in Groundwork Brigade in gray, but
Mhm.
website audits is what we're doing inside of that particular mastermind group right now. The month of August has been intense with making sure everybody's getting ready for the holiday season, honestly, because a lot of people sell more in the holiday
For
season or in the fall. And we want to make sure they're ready to go because there's nothing like having a broken link and somebody's wanting to buy something and they don't, they can't pay you. So
right.
we're intense in August
We
on
are.
website audits.
Sorry, I clicked on that by mistake.
You're okay.
So I wanted to show that some of these things, they're really great visually to capture people's attention as well, and they give you an opportunity not to advertise, but to make things more living for people. So they know that these things are here as reminders, but it's also a way for you to create a little bit more engagement with your people as well. So let's see
Well,
what this one. Yeah, so we get to do, put more information on there, make it more personal for the members and things like that. Excuse
well,
me.
and there's another magical piece to this that you can opt to use, which we have been doing for probably about a year and a half, and that is it is an AI driven newsletter that comes from the community itself. So each one of these announcements show up in the newsletter, and this is to me is mind blowing, but the newsletter is actually curated to what groups you are in inside the community. So if the announcement doesn't pertain to what access you have, it actually curates it for you individually. We don't touch it, we set it up, and it's not set it and forget it, but it's pretty close. It goes out, so everyone has a curated newsletter that comes out every Thursday. We just have to remember, and we as in me, have to remember to do the updates on Wednesday in the community because that's what's included in the Thursday newsletter.
Right.
So very powerful assistant, I'll call it, where we're not spending time creating it. We're actually spending time in the community with our peeps, and it's going out to them in a very nice newsletter that's automatically generated. So another great reason to have a Kajabi community.
And Kim, let's be honest about the communities. We're all super busy people, whether you're entrepreneur, business owner, member of community or not. So it might seem like it's repetitive to have all these things, but you're speaking to different types of people and how they consume information to stay on track. So it might seem like you're flooding them, but you're not. You're really allowing somebody to find which way works for them best
Mhm.
and help them get the most out of your community or your offers or whatever you're doing in your community. So we don't mean to say that this is a bombard our people. This is like giving you options, giving you ways to talk to them that are not just posting every day. Not just posting and not spamming with emails. This is like, hey, here's a week's worth of what happened and what's coming up, and maybe that works for some people to read that, and maybe it's they're going into the front page of the community every week and they're seeing this, that, or whatever. So just so you know, we're not trying to uh, overwhelm people, but we're trying to give them ways to stay and get the most out of what they have.
But if we skip to, because this is another really sexy thing for your members, they can turn on and off different types of notification as well. So maybe they only want to get notified in the app. Maybe they don't want to get notified on their computer. Maybe they want to get notified once or twice or whatever it is, but inside of here, Denise, I didn't see. Can
Oh,
you
sorry. I go
can you
back.
well, I just want to make sure they know how to get here.
Oh, okay. You are right. You are right, my dear. I am so sorry.
No,
I
no, no.
just clicking away like you're watching what I'm doing.
I
Sorry.
just want everybody to be able to follow. And
Right.
if you're watching the replay, don't hesitate to stop the video and go in there and play. If you have Kajabi, go in and see where we're clicking buttons and check out things, because even when we're doing these, we learn right alongside with everybody else, because they
Sometimes.
do so many great updates all the time.
Mhm.
So
So
don't hesitate.
right. So up here in the upper right-hand corner, you have your notification bell. These are notifications that have come in for you. And you also have an option to direct message other people and other people to direct message you. And then this is your profile, which happens to be mine. No real big secrets here. Um, and you have notification settings. So that's where what Kim was just talking about is you can choose what you want to get, whether it's push notifications that come over your
Phone.
thank you, phone, where was that word? Or email, you can decide. I get them all because I never know what I'm gonna be in at any moment, so they pop up
Mhm.
on my computer and they show up in my phone and other places, so I'm the probably exception. I get them all. And then for all of the channels, all of the things that you offers that you have opted into or purchased, you will then get to decide what you want to see, whether you want the highlights or you just want all messages or you want to mute the whole channel because you don't want to get any notifications from it. So you really get to control how much you see. So these are all of my things that I belong to. And then there's push notifications or email for the meetups as they're coming up. You'll get like, it's an hour away, it's 15 minutes away. So you can get people to come. Live room alerts. If the room opens, you wanna tell everybody it's opening that's in the community, you can do that. And then
And
here's what go
can,
ahead.
can I give just a quick about the live room?
Mhm.
The live room, you have the choice to notify everybody. You have a little thing you can click off in the first 2 minutes to keep it a live room that doesn't notify anyone.
Right,
So the the creator of the live room, your moderators, your owner, all of the the people that are in the administrators, all of them have the ability to click that off in the live room so that we don't disturb everybody all the time, because we're in
right,
and out all the time.
right,
Who needs all those messages that somebody else is doing something? So
right,
there's a couple of ways to turn off the alerts for the live room.
right. So as a user or a member, you can control what you wanna see, as a moderator, you can control what you want to broadcast as well in a lot of these situations. And then
Well
you're
said, Denise. You say it like in such a tiny way. I'm like, blah, blah, blah,
no, it's a reframing, that's all. Here's the weekly digest that, Kim was talking about, where you get all of the snippets of information from the week, et cetera, that'll come out. And then direct messages, you can also turn that on or off. If you don't wanna be reached out to by your community, it depends on what your business is, what you're doing, you can turn that off as a member, so you don't have to engage that way. So it's really up to you, the way you do it.
and here's the beauty of like even the direct messages. When you come into the community, you can see if you have any messages, it tells you you have them. So you don't need to be notified if you don't want to be interrupted. I
Right.
just like that we can take away the interruptions.
Yes, absolutely, and I'm gonna see where this takes me, Kim. Oh, there it is. I'm back at the
There we
beginning.
go. Um,
Mm,
so
go ahead.
let's talk just a little bit longer about the notification part. I just want to do a quick, no, you don't even have to click back on it, Denise. I just want to say when you have notifications, the members have so much control over how much they want to interact that it makes them want to stay engaged. Because, if you get in a group and it's just a constant, as a matter of fact, anything I'm on, don't add me to a group message in a text, don't add me to a group message in WhatsApp, don't add me to a group anything because I'll remove myself.
We know
I
that
don't.
about you.
You do. Everybody laughs that maybe they say that, but I really don't. I won't be in a group message because I need to know what I need to know about it, and I'm not being a diva about it. It's We have so much to do for our clients and for our community and for our business. I can't be interrupted all the time. And I feel like that's one of the sexiest parts about the community for a member is they can choose how much they want to be notified, how much they want to be interrupted, or and the the app part is so sexy
Love the app.
because you can turn it on and off as well. But if you have the app, you actually can use it as an audio app if necessary. Like you can't come on camera, you're running in the store and you want to hear what the conversation is that's going on, or you don't want to miss a class or whatever it is, you can actually still stay in that room, turn off your camera, turn off
Mhm,
your audio and go inside someplace and be listening on your app while you're doing other things. So I feel like it's a I'm going to use Denise's word again, very robust, very dynamic community that you can build in there. And
mhm.
you don't have to do it all in a day. Let me say that. But the
Right.
notifications, each member has their tolerance level of how much interruption they want, how much they need to be reminded. There are certain things I need to be reminded every time because I I can get lost in something and I need a notification for a certain thing. Then
Mhm.
there's other things, I got this. It's on my calendar, I'll be there.
Right.
So I think it's very powerful.
I mean, my style, I have a lot of them on, but honestly, that, post and the email, whichever one I catch at the time, depending on if I'm somewhere and I see the feed, and I'm like, "Okay, write those dates down," and that gets into my calendar right away. So I don't really need all those notifications, and half the time they go into my inbox and I don't even open them. But they're there in the off chance that I've forgotten something and I happen to be looking and they show up. So I can tolerate a little bit more of that, but I operate off of the, reminder and the feed that we put up that Adam puts up every week, so
For our community, and we are bragging. I want to say this out loud. I am very much bragging about what all we have built, not because you can't build it also, but for just the opposite reason, because you can.
right,
Th- This
right,
is not a tech heavy, can't figure things out. The wizards in AI are amazing to, or inside of Kajabi are amazing to help us get there. The questions it asks you, the intuitiveness of the things that we need to set up. It and honestly, Denise, I feel like this might be a stopping point for today, only because we still have a lot to cover about communities, and maybe we do a second live stream
I think that
about
would be good because I think we want to actually go into a meeting a little bit and look at some of how that operates. And so we have to figure out how we want to do that because I think that would be really helpful, don't you?
I do. I definitely do. Be sure and subscribe. Be sure and hit the bell so you're notified. We will be going live tomorrow, but we can't confirm what time yet. It's probably
It's
going to
fluid.
be
It's fluid.
it's fluid. We have to stay fluid or this would not be able to happen. But we want to remind everyone again, if you're struggling with building a community, there is a right way to do it. And there is so much that can be done in a Kajabi community to build your business, to build relationships, to do the things that most creators or business owners are wanting to do when they talk community.
Right.
So I feel like there are maybe the top. Do you know what your top 3 things you love about a Kajabi community are, Denise? And y'all, I just blindsided her. I just want you
She
to
sure
know.
did. She sure did. My top 3 things are that you can meet easily without it, and I have to tell you, I do all my meetings. There were some people that were Zoom people that I would, clients and people that I help support, and I've transitioned them all over to my own community because it's so much easier once they're in and they've signed up and it's the same link every time and they go in there and there's none of the back and forth getting the right things and the phone and it's just so much better and the recordings for them and for me that they have access to so I don't have to send anything. I mean, that's my top number 1. And then the other one is the cohesiveness that people feel when they see it across all of my products that it's the same kind of banner, it's the same thing, like, it all fits together, and I really like that presentation. I like that I'm not sending them all over the universe as they come to my website, they see all their things, and they get in, and it's just so much easier for them, so those are my top 2 that I can think of right now. How about you?
I'll give my top one is the customizing. It's the being able to customize and be brand related, be on point for not only branding but for engagement because we're very, I'm going to say, open in our community. Like we're very, I almost want to say touchy feely, but it's online. So, but we're very much supportive of everybody, of each other,
It's
and
personal.
it's personal. So we want that to be something that comes across in what we post and how we make sure everybody knows that something new is coming or whatever it is. We listen in our community, like we listen to what people are asking for so that we can try to either find them a solution or if we can be that solution. A
Right.
lot of things have been created out of our community because multiple people have asked for something, so we have been able to find them either somewhere, to connect them to, or we've created some things over the
Right.
years. Um, the other thing is the meetups. I think the meetups are super sexy because it's like having a visual for my calendar. I can go through the meetups and go, I want to go to this, and this. And then I can either connect it like Denise showed to my calendar to show up on my calendar, or I can go into my digital calendar and add them, either one. But to me, that's a very sexy way to have a calendar and stay engaging in the community.
Mhm.
And probably my last one is still the amount of money we save
That's
by
good.
not having all the other tools. Kajabi is truly an all in one, and we're grateful. Like, we're
We
grateful to
are.
be part of the Kajabi affiliate partners. We are very grateful to be part of that program. If you decide that you want to try Kajabi, I'm going to encourage you to go and sign up, for a 30-day free trial. There are some promos that happen throughout the year that we don't have control over, but those promos will be on that same website royalty page when they come available. We'll post them on there. But if you want to try Kajabi for 30 days, it doesn't even cost you to do that. And you can come into website royalty. You can build your website, build your community like we're talking about today, and see what it's like before you even pay a dollar. So I think that's a pretty sexy offer. We've had a lot of people come through website royalty who have stayed, who have loved it. We have people that come in and out because they're like they don't have a question right now, but when they do, they will pop in. The group is usually fairly small. Let me just tell you that. We have Denise and I have set aside the time to do website royalty and really cater to who needs attention, honestly, with the things they're trying to build. We want you to build well.
Mhm. And that's the beauty of website royalty too, is you sometimes you get a bonus for whatever you're doing, and it's a course or a set of videos. They're talking about what they think you need, which is great. It's very helpful, I'm sure, but website royalty, the difference is we answer your questions. So your level of understanding what you've learned, so those roadblocks that you hit as you're trying to build something and you don't have an answer, instead of going down a 2-hour rabbit hole in help or in a search engine, you get to post a question, and we'll try to answer it in the feed, or if it's around the time of the meeting every week, then we'll have it live, and you get to have that support for you. And it's not quite the same as having a phone number to call, but it definitely a more uh specific for you.
I think it's one of those things you can Google or YouTube or search, lots and lots of things and get answers, but is it the answer you need? And I think that when you're talking to a human or humans, because there's a whole bunch of us, if you're talking to the humans and you're asking the question, we've built our businesses on Kajabi. We have built our clients' businesses on Kajabi. So it is not from a, well, I heard this somewhere standpoint. It
Right.
is from experience that we're sharing. And quite frankly, my experience whenever I first got into business with online things, I I understood the value of building an online presence, but ooh, I did not understand how to do any of it. I was so overwhelmed and so frustrated. I've been dismissed so many times, you know, and realized I was asking the wrong people. I
Mm,
was talking to the wrong, I hired the wrong people even. And so our silly name, just so y'all know, for the website royalty is we want you to come in and feel like you're treated royally with your questions. We have a rule about questions. It's ask until you're clear. We don't want you to walk away thinking, oh, well, maybe I understand it. Keep asking. We'll keep answering. We're not going to, say, well, we already said that. I've been in groups like that too, that
oh yeah.
they they don't want to answer questions, but that's the opposite. We are really here to shorten that learning curve, take away the frustration and the pain points. And the benefit we get out of it, just so you know, because everybody's in business to make money and to do impactful things, or at least everyone in our community is. We make money by being a Kajabi affiliate partner. You make money because you build a great site. It's a win-win. It's not you paying us more.
Right.
It's just the cost of Kajabi that you're paying, and you get all the support, because we know if you build on Kajabi and you find out what we found out, which is how amazing it is, you're going to want to stay. So
Right.
it's a win-win for everybody.
And we don't like wasting time.
Mm-mm.
So, there's one thing about presenting something to people and seminars and workshops, and we could do all that, and we do it well. But that's not when you're in a business like this that has so many different options and moving parts, you don't have time to wait until you get to week 6 where they talk about what you need.
Mhm.
That's not what we're about, and I don't wanna present this like you can get instantaneous responses. You will get a response for sure in a feed or whatever, but just think about how frustrating that is to have to wait and to for something to be covered, and you really wanna start making money. You wanna start building your business, and it's very hard to do if you're on someone else's agenda, so
There are two quotes I would love to leave us with today. One is when the water rises, all the boats rise. And I think this is a good example. If we do a good job and we help you do a good job, there are
Mhm.
more happy people in the world. You're making money, we're making money, and we can continue to do these things. The other quote, I just lost. It went in my head and went out the other side. Hold, please. Let me think about this for a second.
Give me a hint.
Oh my goodness. Well, I forgot that. We'll just have to put it on the next one because I don't even remember. It was very important, though. Let me say that.
It'll come part 2. We get it for part 2. But rising tides do lift all boats, and that is incredible in our community. That's one of the threads through that I have to say that we do lean on pretty heavily. So I want you to understand that becoming a part of that community, whether it's through general whatever or website royalty, that's really what we live by. So
It's very exciting. Well, we will get off of here for today. Subscribe, hit the bell. Yes, we sound like a broken record, but that's okay. We want you to get the best out of this. We'll cover the rest of the community things tomorrow in the
tomorrow.
live stream. And we appreciate you being here with us and watching the replay. We think that this is valuable, whether you've been a long-term Kajabi user or you're just thinking about it maybe.
Mhm.
Kajabi is our favorite. So,
Weird dance.
Denise, thank you so much for sharing your wisdom. Denise has had a long career in being brilliant. Let's just say that.
Oh my
And
gosh.
I've been doing business. My first business was at 16. So we definitely have some experience and
Thank
we're
you.
sharing it. So love
Thank you for
you.
doing this with me.
Love
See you
y'all.
tomorrow.